Would you like to be a guest on our podcast, Linking to the Afterlife? I will link you to a loved one in the world of spirit or one of your past lives. This is a free reading, and we are scheduling right now. Send us an email, linkingpodcast@gmail.com, and I will send you all the information. Thank you. Hi, this is Donna, psychic medium and direct messenger for spirit. If this is your first episode, welcome. I invite you to listen to previous episodes where I link my guest with their loved one in the world of spirit. What started as one thing is morphing into so much more, not just for my guest, but for all of us. Thank you for listening. Would you state your first name and the phrase, "It's a beautiful day"?
Diane, it's a beautiful day.
Thank you, Diane. You can open your eyes now. For me now, state the first name of the loved one that you'd like to link with in the afterlife.
Carol.
Carol's a beautiful soul, and she comes through a little confused. Let me continue. Like she doesn't really know why she's here in the world of non-physical. She might have crossed of something that she didn't understand was coming. She might have crossed either quickly or unexpectedly. Would that make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. And she wasn't an older person. Is that correct? She was mid-range age. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
A very giving as well as receiving soul, though. Do you agree?
Yes.
When she was in the physical world.
Yes.
Was she either a taller woman or a very vivacious, vibrant woman?
Vivacious, vibrant.
Yes, thank you. As soon as you said her name, she arrived. And she stepped right in between the two of us. And when that happens, it's typically for you because she's facing you and she's saying, "I'm here."
Oh.
You really didn't trust that I would show up?
Oh.
Diane, I also want to say that your father, is he in the non-physical world or the physical world?
Non-physical world.
He was coming through way before I even started this recording.
Oh.
In my mind, I'm like, she's totally going to say her father. She's totally going to say her father because he's already here.
Oh.
And then you come through with Carol and I'm like, oh, that threw me for a loop. So I said, Dad, stand to the side for a moment. We're going to bring Carol through first. Do you understand how that worked?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell my listeners right now, this is Diane's first time with a medium, but she's listened to all my recordings. She's familiar with how it works. So I'm going to say, Diane, you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
Take a breath. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your father's very anxious, though. He wants to talk. He wants to talk. And I have to put him to the side. Let me just ask you first. Was that your father in this life? Was he the talker? Did he want to say, wait, it's my turn. Shush, my turn.
Yes, my dad is a talker and he was anxious as well.
He was anxious as well. So good. I'm going to stand him to the side again. Let's go back to Carol.
Yes.
I had to take a drink because I'm very dry. Carol would have been, when she crossed, very dehydrated. Maybe her organs just shut down completely. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I feel there were people, we'll say one or two people around her when she crossed. But were you not there?
That's correct. I wasn't able to.
Thank you. And she's fine. She's okay. This is the process. She's going to take me through first the moment of crossing and what caused. And then we're going to talk to the part of her that is the soul, who she truly is. Do you know if the people that were with her, could she not speak?
That's correct.
Thank you. But her eyes were wide open.
Yes, I believe she could hear. I think she could hear.
Something was expressive about her eyes. So if you're saying you're not sure, my other go-to is her eyes were wide open, literally, or she heard even though she wasn't conscious. Do you understand that?
I think, yes, I think that is the case that I heard. She was looking at times, yes. And it did seem like she understood.
She definitely was aware. I don't know if you can tell the people that were there. She definitely was aware of what's going on. But in her own head, she was saying, what the heck? What is happening? She really didn't understand it. She might have been even anxious, like they might have had to give her something for her anxiety during those final moments, hours. I'm not too sure. Can you confirm any of that?
That makes sense. And the confusion about what's going on, that was my sense. How is this happening? Why is this happening?
Yes, I got that. Is this your sister or a very close friend?
This is my sister.
Thank you. And was she older than you, or was she the one that always saying, I know more than you?
She knew more than me.
Yeah.
I'm older. I'm older, but she was the boss.
Yeah, she made that comment. Take a breath. Take a breath. You're doing great. The love between the two of you was not only strong, but it was a bond.
I feel that, yes.
She's telling me that. And I feel there were times where maybe my eyes are focused on this word on my desk, which is whoosh. There were times when you were separated. There wasn't communication. There might have been some you did, he said, she said. You understand that?
Yes, very much so. That got in the way. And
don't tell me too much. You're doing great. And was she a distant from you, travel-wise?
Yes.
One of you went on a lot of retreats.
Oh.
Could have been spiritual retreats, could have been any other type of retreat. Psychological, meaning, oh, I got to go get myself together. I'm viewing it as a retreat of some sort.
I'm not totally sure. I've been connecting with a lot of spiritual things of late, and it could be some of them could be conceptualized as a retreat.
I would say this is definitely either you or her would have gone somewhere on some sort of retreat, not just you're listening to podcasts or doing whatever spiritual. Like I used to work for a health institute, and we would have people come for a week that would just detox from food, from alcohol, from smoking, anything. So it could be anything like that, or a spiritual retreat. Someone, either of you, went on some sort of retreat.
I've done that.
You've done that.
I'm not sure whether she was able to do that.
I just want to confirm that she's telling me that.
Oh, okay.
Because she stepped out of the way when she showed me that. She stepped out of the way, which is, to me, she wanted you to know how much she honored your path. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes.
I don't know where you guys were. Again, were there things going on, but either she didn't express that to you, because she's saying to me, Donna, please express that to her, how much I honor her path, where she's been, where she needed to go, and where she is going. Can you receive that from your sister?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So can you tell me, was there a time when that didn't happen, when you thought she didn't support you? That's what I see by honoring. There was no support.
That's right. There was a lot of conflict and a lot of disagreement.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
So you're understanding how this works. I want to make sure as a medium, I am fully giving you your sister's message.
Yes.
She said, I was jealous.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
I wanted to do some things that I couldn't do. I just couldn't. Do you understand?
Yes.
I just couldn't. It doesn't mean I didn't want to. This is her speaking right through me. It doesn't mean I didn't want to. It just means I couldn't.
Yes, that makes sense.
She said, I see her there. She's talking about your mom. I see her. I see her wringing her hands. To Donna, that means this is your mom was speaking of, the stress she might be under, the not, I can't understand.
Yes, very, very much so, yes.
Your sister is saying, please tell her to rest.
That's very hard.
Is she not getting good sleep?
It's very stressful not having Carol here.
So Carol is telling her, and I know your mom will be listening to this later,
Yes.
please rest. Please rest. And I'm asking her, is there anything that your mom can try that you know of in this world now that might help her? She said, please get her to drink more water.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything medicine-wise that she needs to take. Maybe a nice soothing tea, your sister is saying. A soothing chamomile tea. A
Yes.
soothing bedtime tea. Your sister is very, you see what I'm doing with my hands, you see the
Yeah.
way I'm talking.
Yeah.
She's, how about this? Try this.
Yes.
And she stepped away from me. Remember at the beginning, she was right in the center. And she stepped now to my right, where now she's become the soul who she truly is, where she can actually give you these beautiful words of not just honor, but she's saying, I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
She wants to encourage you to keep breathing.
Yes.
She says, Donna, she does hold her breath. She finds herself in moments where she's so tense, she recognizes she's shallow breathing or not breathing at all. Do you understand that?
Well, with Carol's passing, sometimes it just catches my breath. I can't breathe. It just catches you. You can't breathe. It's just, yeah.
So she's right there with you when you find yourself trying to catch your breath. She's right there beside you, both hands on your shoulder, standing beside you, both hands on your shoulders. And she's going to place her hand on one on your belly and one on your heart center. That's what she's going to do. So in those moments when you can't find your breath, place your hands, one hand on your upper chest, right in your heart center, and one on your belly. And her hands will be there also. And the two of you will breathe together. So let's try that right now. My hands are there also. As you take a breath, inhale, belly through your diaphragm and up into your lungs, and feel everything expand. And on the exhale, the lungs collapse, the diaphragm drops, and your belly button draws back to your spine. Do it again. This is called a 3-part breath. Belly, diaphragm, lungs, as everything expands. And on the exhale, everything drops. The lungs deflate, the diaphragm drops, and your belly deflates, just like a balloon. When you get that feeling, you can't catch your breath. Take a moment to practice this breath with your sister.
All right.
You understand?
Yes.
She's saying, why don't you and mom do that
Yes.
at bedtime? Why don't you both do that? And I will be right there with you.
We can do that.
And I want to bring you comfort, because the anxiety and the anguish is not comforting. Grief is one thing. Anxiety and anguish is something different. Do you understand?
Yes, but we miss her terribly.
And she knows that. And she's right there with you. And she wants you to receive that her soul is right there with you. Grief, again, is one thing. That is the missing of the physical body that was your sister. The anxiety and the anguish is when she wants you to breathe.
All right.
And know that she's there as the soul who was your sister.
Yes.
separate those two for just a moment when you find the anxiety and the anguish,
Yes.
and allow your sister to come in as the soul, even if it's only for a breath, to feel her that way. And then the transition will happen. She understands the grief. She has not been gone that long.
No.
So she still hangs out in this, what I like to call the first, second, and third levels of the afterlife, which is what they do. But you know, when she moved, she became more fourth level, fifth level. She knows what she has to do to ascend, we'll call it. But she also wants to be with you. Allow her to be with you, to comfort you in the times of anxiety.
All right.
And your dad, he's been there a little bit longer, yes?
Yes.
Is there a J around his name?
Oh, there's a J around my name.
What is the J name?
My sister used to call me Jay as a nickname.
There you go. So your dad, right in there, confirming for you, he's here too.
Yeah. May I ask if they're together?
At the moment, your father, because he's been there a little bit longer, and the grief isn't as present for him. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's a difference in where they are. It's not that they don't see each other and talk, but as your sister ascends more into different levels of the afterlife, there'll be more communication, there'll be more. But because she hasn't been there that long, she's still figuring that out. It's all good. There's nothing to worry about. She knows what she needs to do for herself and also for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
And your mother.
Yes.
Your practice going forward and your mom is to do that 3-part breath with hand on belly and hand on chest. And notice that is when your sister is the closest to you.
All right.
It's challenging for those that have recently crossed when their loved ones grieve. We have to grieve. It's what happens. It's our process. It's challenging for them to get close because they feel they're causing that grief. I'm telling her she isn't, but that's just what happens. I've seen it. It's just what happens. And she's not telling you not to grieve. Of course you have to grieve. Right. And your mom's and your grief may be different at times, may be the same at times.
Yes.
But when you move into the breath, allow your sister to come through.
All right.
Do you have any questions about that process? I know this is new to you.
Not about the process. I don't know if I can ask some questions of her.
Yes, you can ask questions of her, but know that I speak to the soul of who was your sister. Yes. And earthly things typically don't affect her. So go ahead, ask a question.
Does she know what happened? Does she know with the confusion? Does she know what happened? Does she know what caused that?
If it didn't come through already,
yes,
I'm assuming she doesn't.
All right.
And the confusion was the biggest piece, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
And I'm sure she knows somewhere inherently what happened, but that's not a message she wants to convey. So there are times, I'm learning this more and more as the years go by, that spirit will only say what they want you to know.
All right.
All your questions, again, I'll go back to, they are not affecting her. The reason for her crossing is not affecting her. Her ascension is where she wants to go, to release the earthly body.
All right.
It's almost as if she's telling the both of us, and we've heard this before, it is not for her to know anymore of that. And it is time for her to break free of the questions.
All right.
Where we are at right now, it feels like the full message is for you to let go of some more things.
That makes
The
sense.
anxiety, the anxiousness,
Yes.
not just for her, but for you. You
Yes.
understand that?
Yes, I do. Yes.
From just what I'm sensing between your dad over there going, twiddling his thumbs, just kind of waiting, because it's not with him either. And it doesn't matter to him either. That's pretty common. They would like us to let go of the way things happened, what went down.
That makes sense. Yes.
And I know that's not easy. Again, I will state, your grief is your grief, your mom's is your mom's, and you need to go through it for as long as you need to go through it. But know that your sister in the world of spirit is there with you.
Yes, thank you.
And you'll have this reading to remind you if you forget.
Yes.
I'm asking your dad if he has anything else, and he's like, no, I'm pretty sure you covered everything, Donna.
Okay.
And he brought through your name. There's that confirmation. I'm thanking your sister for being here.
Yes.
And for going through her process that she needs to go through, because it is about her.
Yes.
Yours is about yours. Hers is about hers. Mine is about mine.
Right.
And she says, I am holding on to nothing that you, Diane, have said, done, felt, agreed, disagreed. I have none of that.
Yes.
Can you accept that from
Yes,
me?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely, Carol. Absolutely.
Big smile on her face.
Oh.
And she said, I'm going to go swimming now. Was she a swimmer?
Not particularly. No.
It's like, I'm going to go swimming now. And I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So he just turned around, went that way, and says, Donna, I'm going to go swimming now. I said, great. I've never heard of a swimming in the afterlife, but great. Have a great time.
Okay. Okay.
The whole image of water and swimming, flow, movement, you understand?
Yes. Yes.
They're metaphors also.
Yes.
So she is going to go and flow through her process.
Yes.
And she, obviously, by saying to you, this is what I'm going to do now.
Yes.
What are you going to do for yourself?
Right.
To flow through the process.
Right.
That's your decision. Take a breath. You did wonderful, Diane. You got some fabulous confirmations from your dad and from Carol, your sister.
Yes. Thank you, Donna, very much.
I'd like to thank my guest today for allowing all of us to join in on their process, their journey. And I'd like to thank you for not only listening, but coming together in a oneness vibration. Thanks again.